Hey guys, it is Thursday, July the 9th, 2026. I am at US 1809. I'm going to attempt a QRP CW activation on 40 meters. I'm going to attempt to use my vehicle bug is what I call it, because I have two bugs. I have one at home. It's exactly the same thing, just a couple years difference in age. And I've got this one. They're both adjusted a little differently, and I'm used to the one at home, so this one's a little different, so I might sound a little off, trying to get used to it as I attempt an activation here. But anyway, I've got myself spotted on 40, and I'm in my vehicle today because it's calling for rain. Actually, rained pretty good this morning. It's supposed to 90% chance to rain the rest of the day. So, but the solar conditions are good, and I just figured I would give it a shot. So let's see how we do. It's about, let's see, 12:05 Zulu time right now. I already called QRL prior to starting the video, so you just remember, always do that before you start calling CQ. It's kind of faint, but I think I got him. So that was New York. We gave each other the exact same signal report, so I kind of wonder if he's QRP as well. talked to him before. Excuse me. All right, that's 4 contacts so far. New York, Indiana, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. Pretty good signals this morning. Seeing a bunch of geese walking around in the field, just grazing. I guess I don't know if that's the right term for geese or not, but yeah, they're just munching away this morning. And see a lot of fog coming off of the ponds right in front of me, which I'll show you here after the activation. This is a really wide, or a really open area in this park. It's beautiful. It's a smaller park compared to most, but I mean, it's close to home, and I really enjoy coming to the park to do activations. My character accuracy is not the best this morning. I don't use this key a super lot, but it works. The signal in New York was a little weak, and he gave me the same report back. But other than that, the signal strengths have been pretty good so far. The station before this, just this last one, I think they said Minnesota, but for some reason in my mind I'm wondering if they said Michigan. I'll have to go back at the video and look later, but I believe they said Minnesota, and they gave me a pretty weak, well, not real weak, but semi-weak signal report, so it wouldn't surprise me if that was where it was. I'm going to use my automated program channel, even though it's I've got 6 contacts, so 4 more for activation. My last station was in Kentucky. That was Florida. They actually gave me a stronger signal report than I gave them. So the one before that was Ohio. So we're up to 8 now. Just had a park ranger swing by. Of course, I know them all and they know me and they know why I'm here. So every time they see my vehicle, they know what's going on. Of course, I've been using QRP this whole time Furthest station so far has been Florida. They gave me a good signal report, so I'm getting out there, at least on the eastern part of the country. 1, 2, 3, 8. So I have 8 contacts. So I'm going to continue QRP. Hopefully get to 10. This is the park where we actually had our field day the weekend before last. It wasn't in this spot. It was actually on up in the campgrounds a little ways, and it was fantastic. It was a wonderful time. Way better. It went way better than what I expected it to go. So very thankful for that. I see some darker clouds east of me right now, but generally the weather comes mainly from the west, which is the opposite direction. So right now it looks pretty clear other than some fog. Approaching 25 minutes into this activation. Yeah, I'm using a 40-meter hamstick, a magnetic mount on the top of my car. I'm using 5 watts, of course. This is my FT891. Fantastic radio, by the way. Highly recommend it. The battery I have is a Bieno. It's a 30 amp hour battery. So it's kind of big to carry around in a backpack. It's more for mobile operation, I guess, but when I run QRP all the time, which I usually do most of the time, it'll last a long time before I have to recharge it. So I'd like to get a smaller battery one of these days to just carry around in my backpack and just do a POTA activation sometime. Not getting a whole lot of traffic this morning. I see somebody in a van parked about 100 feet away from me. They just pulled off in the grass and they're staring at me. Maybe I'm in their spot or something. I may have to move. We'll see. North Carolina. I don't know why I'm coughing so much. I think my bug's messing up on me. That was Michigan. My key is starting to, I'm gonna have to adjust it a little bit more. It's getting a little too, let's see here if I can fix it a little bit. That might work. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I just signed off. So my bug still needs adjusted, so I'm going to turn off the transmit, but the radio is still on and I can still hear myself key, but I'm not transmitting. So the bug, right now it's not level, it's kind of facing downhill slightly that way. So sometimes it can get a little out of kilter. Let me see if I can adjust something here. Let's see. And oh, it's loose. This knob was loose. That's probably what happened. Let me see if I can fix that. I'd like the contact to be a little closer, but this screw right here has been broken off. It was that way when I purchased it. Of course, I purchased it used off of eBay. But nonetheless, I'll try to make it work the best I can. Okay, since I adjusted that a little close, I'm gonna have to adjust this a little bit. And there's videos you can look up on YouTube on how to adjust bug keys. I actually kind of have taught myself, kind of, but and I'm not the best at it by any means. It's still kind of, I'd like the it's a little hard with this contact right here, because see, when I just turned it, you can't even hear it. So when I turn it, the contacts become closer, which is what I would like, but for some reason it doesn't work that way. I have to turn it slightly at an angle for it to make contact. Let me see here. This one's loose too, which I think I loosened it. Still off, but if I adjust it here, which adjusts the entire pendulum, then it throws this off, even at an angle, because it's not close enough. And I can't, due to the length of the contact screw here, I can't really get it any closer than what it really is, unless I take this knob completely off, which I can. And of course, that contact fell off right there, but I still have it, so you got to be careful. You don't want to lose that. But let's see what I'm doing here. So I'm trying to get, that's about as far in as it'll go. So what I'll do is, make sure I don't lose it. There it is. I'm gonna screw this back in. And this should help, we'll see. Okay. The contact back on it here if I reach down in there and do it. I may have to bend this a little bit to get to it, but that's what I like about these bug keys. They are very forgiving when it comes to adjustments. At least this one is. So I'm gonna get as close as I can. Angle it some. Okay, I need to angle it some more. The reason I have to angle it is because the contacts need cleaned. Right there is where it should be, just flat on flat contact. But you can tell it needs cleaned. And the best way I've learned how to clean these, relatively quickly and cheaply, is just take a sheet of paper, stick down in between, screw the contacts together just tight enough to where it's not going to tear the paper, but it'll still hold traction on the paper, and you just pull the paper out, and it should. And you do that a few times, it should help. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on this because it's about where I want it. Maybe a little. That sounds about right. So I'm going to try to tighten everything where it's at. Yep. What I'll have to do is clean these contacts. I think that's the biggest problem. Because it's only making contact on the edge, as you can see. But it's not, it didn't really solve the issue of bringing the contacts any closer, which I did, but it's not working obviously because they need cleaned. All right, well, that was my activation for this morning. Real quick, I'll show you just a little bit of a, let's see here. Right now the weather's beautiful. I'll, let's see here if I can, I don't think I can turn it around at this angle, but anyway, here is just a little glimpse of where I'm at. I'll just kind of circle around here. I played baseball when I was in elementary school at where that baseball cage is in that field. Doesn't look like a field anymore, but still there. It's my car right there. You can see my hamstick right there. There's that van I was telling you about that pulled up, but they all went around to where the fishing ponds are, which are right there. Pretty good sized ponds actually, and that's the main park office right there. But it's a beautiful place. So, but when we activated for field day, it was back this way. Back this way is where the camp is, the direction of the campgrounds, and it's probably just from here only about quarter of a mile, if that. I mean, once you go up the road and or make the turn, you got to cross a bridge up here and then go up the road a little bit, and that's where we were. So, but anyway, just a little simple activation this morning. Took a little bit longer than I expected, but of course running low power. I mean, you know, sometimes you get a bunch and sometimes you don't. But the conditions were pretty good when I checked them this morning. So, but anyway, 7.3, or I'll say 7.2, I guess, since I was QRP this morning, to everybody. And we'll catch you in the next video.